All right, so we have a new minor patch coming out that should hopefully address a few issues in the current patch. And I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm just going to get right into it. So this minor patch is coming out probably tomorrow. So it's going to be on the 4th of November. It starts off with just balance patches, but before we go into that, it says, as you can see, 18.3 is a minor update. Only the last digit changed. Typically we only change / tweak numbers in a minor update, but this time we also modified Adriana. So it's probably addressing the concerns that Adriana is sort of just too weak. So first things first, we see Adriana. Adriana needs improvements. We changed her ultimate to have stacks, which enables larger burning areas. We also changed the throw weapon skill smokescreen. So she has higher base HP, going from 480 to 530. Her base attack power is going from 250 to 25 to 28. Her base defense is going from 23 to 25. Oh shit, what's up, Gino? Yeah, her Q, so this is like just the very beginning of the patch. It's starting off with the Adriana buffs. Base stats increased. Q is longer now. Okay. Her W is wider. Okay. These are addressing exactly what everyone wanted to be changed. And her R is changed from, okay, so it doesn't have a base cooldown. It now has stacks. Wait, okay, so instead of getting 3 charges per activation, it's gonna, I guess, slowly recharge stacks, like slowly recharge the charges. It now only has a 0.3 second cooldown and is usable only when Adriana holds Molotov cocktails. Wait. Oh, okay, not the item Molotov cocktails, but she has to have the charges. Got it. Adriana can hold a maximum of 3 Molotov cocktails. She gets a new Molotov cocktail every 40/33/26 seconds. Cooldown reduction applies. The SP cost is vastly reduced because it's per Molotov and not per 3 Molotovs. Adriana can use Cocktail Party while using other skills. That's great. So she no longer feels like she has to go, oh, I'm in ult mode, boom, 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 I'm throwing out all 3. She can just pepper them in whenever it's convenient. Put one down here, do the rest of your kit. Maybe you don't want to use all 3 in one fight, keep the rest for later. This is a good change. I like this a lot, actually. I think this is going to make Adriana very viable. I think Adriana is actually going to be a good character after these changes. Specifically, this is the biggest change, the change to the W, making it wider. That alone is probably enough. Changing the Q to be a bit longer too can't hurt either. And these base stats are relevant too. I think Adriana is actually going to be a great character after this. So keep an eye out for that. Aya, lower base attack power, but increased increased attack power per level. And so I'm curious, at what point does that balance out? 0.2, let me open my calculator. Aya, so 0.2, sorry, no, 2, I think it should be level 10. Yeah, so at level 10, she makes up for the lost attack power. So before level 10, she has less damage, less attack power. After level 10, she will have slightly more attack power. Basically, it's just nerfing her early game scaling just a little bit, but buffing potentially a little bit of late game scaling. Not by much, though. Heart, guitar, base attack speed is fucking reduced. Heart is just getting nerfed patch after patch after patch, and I don't get it, because I don't think Heart is particularly good this patch. Wow. Okay. Hedgen. Dealing 2% less damage in duo and 2% less damage in squad. Hedgen's down to 85% damage dealt in squad, which is pretty, that's pretty brutal. I mean, I do think Hedgen was really good in squad, so I don't think this is a bad change necessarily, but this might just be too much. I don't think she necessarily needed it. She didn't seem oppressive. To me, it's characters like Shukai that are the real issues in squad, so we'll see if Shukai gets anywhere near the same treatment. I'm actually just gonna skip ahead, and I see that, no, he didn't get any changes, actually. Like, to me, what's frustrating is seeing that Hedgen is getting nerfed, and seeing that Heart's getting nerfed, and yet Shukai is not. And that is just really confusing to me. Like, I don't get it. But whatever, we'll see the rest of it before I make too much judgment. Hyunwoo is dealing less damage in duo, 3% less damage in squad. These are both good changes. Honestly, this number should be much higher or much lower. Like, I don't know why it's not like 95 or something at this point. He does massive AoE damage. They've been nerfing all the damage of AoE characters, and yet Hyun has like never really gotten touched that much. Like, I kind of don't get it. But whatever. Because like he has like his whole kit's AoE. All of his attacks are AoE. Like, why are his numbers not lowered more? I've never really even thought of that. It's actually completely frustrating and confusing. He's also getting more attack power per level, and actually a significant amount. I kind of don't understand this, but you know, whatever. I mean, why are we even thinking about increasing Hyun's base attack power right now? Does anyone like understand this at all? But buff Hyun, nerf Heart, like hello? I don't get it. I mean, even Jackie. Okay, actually that's not true. So Jackie is getting nerfed overall. This is actually a nerf. The scaling will never catch up to this base reduction. Overall, it'll take her 20 levels to equal this. So at level 20, she'll be the same defense as she is right now. This is so insignificant, I don't even care. Like, we're talking, like, at level 10, we're talking about 1 defense difference. This will not matter at all in any universe. This shit doesn't matter. I skipped Isol, I don't know why, I just tunneled in on Jackie. Isol, 3 more defense base. 3 more attack power per level, or sorry, 0.3 more attack power per level. Sure, pretty good, but man, really toning down his duo and squad damage dealt. So why is Isol at 85% and yet Hyun is at 97%? Can we talk about that briefly? Why is Hyun still at 97%? Is it just because he's ranged? Is it the only reason that Isol is getting toned down so much is just because he's ranged? Because to my knowledge, Hyun's actually doing far more damage in squad than Isol, at least in my experience. So I don't really get this. I'm actually kind of frustrated at this, and I don't know what to say about it. Holy shit. Okay, first of all, I'm not even gonna read this. I'm just gonna comment: gigantic essay, base attack power -3. Like, that's it. No changes. All right, let's read it. The pick rate of a character the pick rate of a character in data of high tier players is generally an important indicator of character performance. Having a high pick rate among top players means that they prefer that character to others, or indicates that character's abilities are more efficient to earn LP. For weeks, Lee Dylan has taken first place for pick rate among top players in solo, duo, and squad modes, allowing us to take a closer look at her data. Lee Dylan's global win rate is still average. I can't imagine why, but her pick rate increases as LP goes up. When looking at the global pick rate for solo, Lee Dylan was only at 10%, but she was at 15% for the top 1000 ranks and at 33% for the top 50 ranks. This data indicates that the character is quite powerful, but has a higher skill ceiling to fully utilize. We will try to think of ways to adjust Lee Dylan so she does not appear so much in higher tier and decrease her gameplay difficulty in the long term. So, is everyone ready for a stats lecture? Because I'm gonna give you the brief stats lecture. I've talked about this before. I had a stream at one point where I had a 1 hour queue, and I really delved deep into this conversation, this discussion, and explained why high pick rate will cause low win rates, regardless of the actual strength of the character. And I'm not going to go super deep into that, but I will tell you right now, if the pick rate of the character is over 8%, and especially if it's over 10%, you should expect the win rate to be not high. It should be relatively mediocre high, like in around the average. And the reason for that is that the current win rate formula is flawed. It doesn't take into account that there are going to be multiples of that character in the game. So when you have a character that's overrepresented, it is the other copies of that character that are going to be causing losses to be counted for that character. It's self-cannibalizing its own win rate. If there's a lobby of 18 Lee Dailins, does Lee Dailin have a 100% win rate in that lobby or a 5.5% win rate in that lobby? The true answer is that both of them are wrong, and that multiples of a character do not work with our current win rate formula. So you have to take the data with a grain of salt. The thing is that Nimble Neuron sort of knows that. I've talked to Aesop and other people at the company about this before. They know about this. They know that their data is not entirely correct. However, this fucking paragraph shows me that they don't care that they know that it's wrong, because they're saying, well, we don't get it. Her pick rate is brokenly high. She's the highest picked character in all of the queues, and yet we can't seem to understand why her win rate is mediocre or average. It's fucking frustrating because I know why it's average. It's average because it's self-cannibalizing. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. I get really frustrated at this because I've been trying to help fix their fucking win rate for forever and they won't do it. They're too focused on other things, but that's fine. Nothing we can do about that. Nadine gonna be doing less damage in duo and less damage in squad. Let's go. She's already bad in duo and squad, so fuck it. And they increased her defense. I don't get that. I think they're just increasing everyone's base defense or something, so I'm gonna stop bringing that up because it seems like it's coming up in other characters too. Yuki, more scaling attack power, sure. Zahir, lower base attack power, increased scaling, sure, that's fine. Smokescreen can now be used at target location instead of the location of the character, so it's finally a ranged ability similar to the Shuriken weapon skill, which is probably a good thing. Movement speed reduction is reduced, probably good. It's a strong ability, and the fact that you haven't been able to throw it and it's still been good kind of indicates that it would be too good if they didn't reduce these values. This is a good change. I'm fine with this. Assault rifle, machine gun. Excuse me, machine gun, which is the purple that builds into Gatling gun. Slightly less damage, and Gatling gun got a nerf. I don't really see this as a good change. I don't think assault rifles need to be nerfed right now. Are they decent? Yes. Are they broken? I don't think so. But sure, I don't hate this change, I just don't really get it. VMAX got another nerf, that's fine with me, I'm not complaining. Although it is getting really low for it having so many negative stats associated with it, but we'll see. They're nerfing the attack speed per mastery for two-handed sword, I'm fine with this. Mountain Slicer got nerfed again, good riddance. Press F to spit on its grave. Rapier, Sword of Justice, is getting less cooldown reduction, and Mistleton is getting less cooldown reduction. I couldn't be happier. I think this needed to happen. Yeah, I think 20% existing on weapons is a thing of the past, and 20% in general should be regarded as a special feature or an anomaly. And currently Rapier was just sort of getting it for free. So yeah, 20% to 15%, it brings it more in line with the rest of the items in the game. I'm fine with this. 18 foot spear nerf, perfect, couldn't be happier. Smiting Dragon nerf, perfect, couldn't be happier. Golden Ghost got nerfed, probably okay. Honestly, Golden Ghost is still doing really well. I wish if they were going to nerf Golden Ghost, they would maybe consider buffing some of the other weaker weapons that that bow and crossbow have. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, bows are not great at the moment. They're not terrible, but they're not great. They don't really do that much damage. And there's a lot of bows that just don't get used. So I'd like to see maybe some bow buffs, like maybe buff, what is it? Fail Not? Maybe buff, what's it called? Twin Bow? I honestly think Twin Bow is not that good. I see more Twin Bow built on Hedgen than I see it built on, what's her name? Nadine. I wasn't playing much Sniper Crossbow, so I can't really comment on its power. It felt not super strong before, but I'm sure this is probably fine in the long term. Sniper Crossbow can be good if it's too powerful. Shuriken, 10 less Enad. Azure Dagger, 3 less Skill Amp. These are both probably decent changes. Guitar, I don't even know what Wild Horse is, but it's stealing less Enad. And Smart Bomb is getting nerfed. This is a great change. It's probably my favorite change of the patch, but I don't think this is really the issue with Smart Bombs, but whatever. It's still a decent change. In any case, I kind of blew through this patch pretty quickly, but that's it. It's a small patch. Takeaways are Adriana Buffs are great. There's a lot of smaller changes that I don't really think are that impactful. However, I do think Hyun should probably be lower damage in squad than 97%. I think that's too generous towards him. He should probably be closer to 90%, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, I don't know if Nadine should be doing 85% damage in squad. I genuinely do not think, and this is just someone who plays a lot of Nadine, I genuinely do not think Nadine is that good in squad. I feel like she is hampered by her 85% damage dealt. She's single target when squad is mostly a AoE based game. I don't think Nadine is particularly an insane pick. I think the issues with Nadine at all are still to do with other Qs as well. I think it's her early game damage is too strong. She finishes a golden ghost and she can kill anyone who's around her. Those are the issues. I don't think her being at lower damage in squad fixes any of her issues. I think if anything, her best Q is solo and they're only touching her team mode stats. So that's my takeaway on Nadine. Other than that, the changes are sort of lukewarm to me. I think the only real good thing is the Adriana changes. I suppose this is a good start with Hyun. I am very jaded on the Lee Dailin change, or lack thereof. I wish they would go harder on her and acknowledge the fact that her win rate is low simply because her pick rate is high, and if they're not going to fix their win rate formulas, then they need to just know that's what's going on or accept high tier player feedback. If the highest level players are picking Lee Dailin at an exceptionally high rate, that means that she is really good and people really think she is good. People aren't picking Lee Dailin because she's not good. She's actually insane. She should be nerfed. 3 base attack power is just not enough. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Short patch. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you dearly. And yeah, what do you guys think of this patch? Do you think this is a good patch? Do you think this is not influential enough? Do you think some characters should have been hit harder? Do you think some characters deserve buffs that maybe they didn't get? If you feel that way, let me know. I'd love to hear it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you for watching this patch discussion, and I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.